Okay, it says to model the relationship between smoking and lung cancer mortality, government statisticians in England conducted a study of 25 occupational groups. In part A through D, use the summary statistic below to find the equation of the least square regression line for predicting the mortality rate from the from smoking rate. So what is explanatory variable here? What is response variable? First tell me what is the response variable?
Mortality rate.
Exactly. So what is the explanatory? Smoking rate. Correct? So now, front of mortality, whatever we have belongs to mortality. Oops, sorry. Y bar is 109, SY is 26.1. X bar, S of 1. X bar is 103, S of X. And then we have R, 0.83, correct? And then calculate the slope. Slope is R multiplied SY divided by SX equal to 0.83 multiplies to 26.1 divided by 0.2. So what is the final answer for slope? 1.26. 1.26. This is a slope. Intercept is Y bar minus slope multiply X bar, 109 minus 126, 103. So what's the final answer? Negative what? 20.7. Okay. Correlation is positive. A slope is positive. What this means? What this means? If correlation and a slope is positive, what we say? One variable increases, another will increase, correct? So if this smoking increases, the mortality rate will increase, correct? So we have a slope, intercept, then we should write the equation for least square regression line. Equation is y hat equal to bx plus a, right? Y hat is equal to x, what should I write down? Minus 2017. This is a square, what's that? Equation for least square regression line, correct? So R square is equal to 0.83 power 2 is equal to, give me the percentage now. 68.89%, right? This much variation of response variable, which is mortality, on the other variable, which is smoking rate, explained by
Least square regression.
explained by least square regression line. Regression line. Any question? Do you have any question? So the next question says, this is question number 4, this is question number 3. It says a least square regression line to predict a student's Stat 145 test score from the number of hours studied. Okay, so this is really easy. What is the response variable? What is the response variable? All of you. Exam score, correct? It says test score. And then explanatory variable is hours studied. It says we have a least square regression line, y hat equal to 46.2 plus 2.71x. And it says one student in the class studied for 6 hours. So x is 6 hours and the test score is 68, right? And this is observed test score or observed response, correct? Let's separate this because this one is predicted by, correct? So now we want to see for this study time what will be the predicted test score. So what we do? Y hat is equal to plus 6. Correct? So what's the final answer? 46. This is the predicted test score. Correct? Then we want to find residual for this student. E is equal to observed minus predicted y. Correct? Observed y was 68. Predicted y is 62.46 or okay, yeah. So for this much study, he should get this test score, but obviously he did better on the exam, correct? So the residual or error is positive. What is that?
5.54.
54. Correct?
Yes.
And so this point on a scatter plot will be above the least square regression line. So what else we have in here? The slope. Okay. So what is the slope of line here? Huh? What is the slope? 2.71. Just you can find it from the line. You don't have to calculate anything, correct? So this is the difference between this question and the last one. Here you can easily look at the line and find the slope and say this is a positive slope, correct?
Yeah.
So it says if you study more, the test score will increase, correct? So for each hour increase, correct? Increase in a study time. Test score increases by
2.71%.
exactly 2.71 point or percentage. Depend on if it was percentage or point, correct? So because we didn't say percentage.
Yeah, in this question it says
Percentage?
yeah 0 to 100%.
Oh, okay.
So the units are percentage.
Percent. Okay. If the slope was negative, we would say test score will decrease by a certain amount. This one is B, correct? This is the slope units. Do you have any question? So, the next question. It says elderly people can benefit from newly acquired exercise regimen. What is that? Gerontologist conducts an experiment to determine the best combination of aerobic and resistant exercises in people over 70 years old. Her study has 3 different types of resistant exercises: machine, weight, free weight, and bands. The letters are after each of these words. And 2 different types of aerobic exercises: biking, swimming. The experiment compares all combination of resistant and aerobic exercises. 40 randomly assigned people over 70 years old are subjected to each treatment. Oxygen capacity is compared before and after treatment. So the first question I'm going to ask is, what is the response variable here?
Oxygen capacity.
Is that correct?
The exercise.
Response variable.
Oxygen.
Oxygen capacity. If you want to be more precise, you can say before and after is treatment. But this one is perfect. Okay, so it says they want to see the effect of resistant and aerobic exercise on oxygen capacity, correct? So what are the factors in this study?
Aerobic exercise.
Exactly. So factors. How many factors we have? 2 of them. 1. Aerobic exercise. The other one is
Resistance exercise.
correct. So factors are explanatory variables. In experimental study, we call them factors. So factors will have effect on the result, on response variable, okay? And now we want to see what are the treatments here. Treatments,
6 treatments.
there are 6 of them. Is that correct?
Yes.
6 treatments. So treatments are a special condition in experimental study. So now here the conditions are different combination of, because we have 2 factors, combination of levels of resistant exercise with aerobic exercise. We have M, F, and B. For which one is that?
That one's for resistance.
Resistant. M, F, B. And then what we have for aerobic?
Bicycle, swimming, so BI and SW.
SW. So 2 multiply 3 is 6 of them. So now we can write the combination in this way.
Smush M and BI.
MBI, M with
SW,
BI, M
SW,
with SW,
and F with BI,
BI.
and F with SW, and B with BI, and B with SW.
B with
SW.
SW. These are all the factors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, these are not subtract. We could put dots between them. This means we are combining this. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any question? So what else we are asking for? So how many factors?
Population.
Population. Who are the individuals in this study?
People over 70.
People over 70, exactly.
And then the last one, I was like kind of confused. It says how many subjects in total the study needs.
Yeah. So what is population first and then what? What is population?
40
Population.
I put people over 70. People
All
over
the
70.
people over 70 years old, correct? All of them. So for population, we don't have any numbers, right?
Uh-huh.
So now, the last question is the one I didn't talk about before. It says, how many subjects in total this study needs?
240.
How? Which part is that? E. Okay. So how many subjects? How many?
240.
240. So what you did?
It needed it needs 40 subjects for each treatment, and there's 6 treatments, so 40 times 6.
Correct? So they need this many subjects for this study. Correct? Because they said we need 40 for each treatment, so they need this many subjects. Do you have any question? No? Okay. So did we answer all these questions here? Response variable, population, factors, treatments, and then in exam specify each of them. You will write down 2 factors, for example. What are those? You will lose your point if you don't do that.
What do you mean, like here? You just write number 2 and then the factors?
Yes.
Okay.
So it will be easier for me to know if you understood and you know everything. Because some of the students will write down both of them just beside each other, and it seems they are combining these 2 as one factor. So please be precise and write down 1 this factor, 2 this other factor. Okay? Next question. It says, in order to investigate treatments for morbid obesity, obese subjects satisfying fairly strict requirements were randomly assigned to one of 3 treatments group: gastric bypass surgery, participation in a diet and exercise program. Both gastric bypass surgery and participate in a diet and exercise program. Researchers observed the amount of weight loss 5 years after the study began. Is this experimental study or observational study? Why?
I think it's experimental.
Why?
Because it says strict requirements.
Changing the treatments.
Yeah.
They are imposing treatments,
Yeah.
correct? They are imposing treatments, right? So as long as you have treatments in the study, you have experimental study, exactly. But if you don't have treatment, you have observational. Any question? Okay. It says from the following label listing individual and following excerpt from the random digit table B, select a sample size of 3. Okay. So these are already labeled. There are 2 digits. We read them 2 by 2. Correct? 23, we don't ask them. 07 is the first individual. 52, no. 48, no. 01, accept this one. 38, no. 75, no. 36, no. 13, no. 84, no. 30, 01, we will skip. 12.
Yep.
So this is the last one. Okay? So we chose 3 of them. 01, 07, 12. Right? Okay, so this one. Which of the following is false? It says older men tend to have lower muscle density. So we are talking about age and muscle density, correct? As they get older, they have less muscle density, right? Age increases, the muscle density will decrease, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So correlation
Negative.
between age and muscle density in older men must be negative, correct? Okay. So this one is correct. It says false, right? Older children tend to be taller than younger children. So means as age increases, the height will increase. Correlation between age and height in children must be positive. Okay. A researcher finds that the correlation between two variables is close to 0. So the two variables must be unrelated. Correct? The correlation is so weak, right?
Yeah.
We know that there is almost no relation, but let's see the last one to see which one we should prefer. Okay? So the last one says taller people tend to be heavier than shorter people. Means as people get taller, they are heavier, correct? So height will increase, weight will increase. Is that correct?
Yeah.
It says so the correlation between height and weight must be positive. So this one is correct, and we know that, right? So we will go back to this and say, okay, we cannot say they are unrelated. Maybe there is a small relation between them, right? So between all of them, this is false. We don't have enough reason to say two variables are unrelated if the correlation is close to 0. Because we know close to 0 means weak relationship, correct?
Yes.
So the last one says, a college asked people in around the area, what is that? The college. Ask people in around the area he works, that how many hours on average they spend talking on the phone. This is example of which one is the best answer?
Convenient.
Convenient, correct? Because he's just walking around the work area. That he has. Okay, do you have any question?
No, ma'am.
Yes.
What is the question? Okay, so your exam is on Monday. Be on time. Bring your calculator and yes. Yes, you can have a note, both sides, and 3 by 5. Bring your calculator. What else? Note card. What else? Be on time, huh? What you said? Pencil, pen. Yes. So, do you have any questions? Chapter 4, 5, 8, 9. Correct? If you have any questions, send me email. Again, I will send a kind of overall email. If I remember anything else, I will mention in that email, okay? If your exam is cancelled, I will send you email.